Happy Friday. Glad you're here with me. That didn't come out right. Glad you're here with me for just a little while. On this Friday, it's Good Friday, well into the holiday season. I hope you're in the holiday mood and the holiday spirit today. A lot of good things coming our way, and I hope you're optimistic about the future. Good days. I truly believe it. Good days lie ahead. So for a moment, come on into my little world right here for just a moment or two. When Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, there was a lot of excitement. We've gone through all those plagues, all those times, and the struggles that had been there. They had dealt with the oppression of the Egyptians while they were there. They looked optimistically to an opportunity to go to a new land, their own place, where they would be in charge of their own lives. But it wasn't going to be that smooth. We read about them making their way out of Egypt, traveling along, going down by the shore of the Red Sea, it appears. And as they made their camp, somewhere along the line they realized Pharaoh had changed his mind and his army was on the way. When they came to Moses, they weren't as happy as they had been a short time earlier. The excitement was gone. The fear was back again. They wondered what would be coming their way. It isn't that the way it is when you launch into the future. But they came to Moses, and they said in verse 11 of Exodus 14, something that was repeated several times on other events at later dates. When they said, because there were no graves in Egypt, have you taken us away to die in the wilderness? Why have you dealt with us to bring us out of Egypt? In their minds, they thought maybe they could just go back again. They could go back to where they had been. If Moses had just let them alone, they would have been safe and secure in their homes. Yes, oppressed. Things weren't the way they wanted, but they could set that aside because right now it looked like they were going to be overrun by Pharaoh's army and maybe even die. I was thinking about a line from Bob Seger's song, Against the Wind. I wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then. Another song says, basically, I wish I'd known then what I know now. But, there's something special about that ignorant innocence, naivete, whatever you want to call it. They thought that everything was just going to be good. The plagues were behind them. Egypt had suffered its losses, ready to let them go. Life's going to be smooth and grand now. Foolish thinking. You remember thinking as a child that maybe when I grow up, I won't have somebody to boss me around. That life will be good. I'll be in charge of it all and I can handle it. I won't do the things my parents did. I won't say the things that they said. My life's going to be grand without any troubles. How foolish we may be. Were there no graves in Egypt? Why couldn't we just stay where we were? In Greek mythology, there's a story about Pandora, and you could look it up, and there's quite a bit involved in it. But supposedly in the mythological story, she opened a jar. Sometimes it's referred to as a box. And out of it, all these woes upon humanity came forth, and she only hindered one thing in the jar, but she let all these things out in the world, and they could never be brought back again. And in kind of a almost morbid and a sad way, that's kind of the way life is. To draw from Bob Seger's line, I wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then. I wish things weren't today as they are and more like they were long ago, but how we longed for the things that were ahead. What we come to realize is that progression, moving forward, is an opportunity that has with it a multitude of challenges. Challenges and blessings go hand in hand. And when those Israelites came to Moses with their thought, couldn't you have just left us to die in Egypt? We could have lived our lives there and died there, and you didn't have to bring us out here in this wilderness place to die this way. They didn't know what lay ahead. Of course, a short time later, the miraculous parting of the sea and the crossing of the Red Sea and making its way to the other side and the destruction of Pharaoh's army were coming down. But they didn't see it. All they could see was their moment of challenge, struggle, and fear. And so there they were. Maybe it doesn't all come together in quite the way we think it will. But we can't go back to yesterday. You can't truly go home again, as the old line says. Things will always be different. The only direction we can really go is forward. So today, as we wrap up a work week and we look to a wonderful weekend, let's remember we're going forward. The old song we sometimes sing in church services, "To Canaan's land I'm on my way." Let's remember that today. We are going. We are going somewhere. Doesn't mean it's always going to be easy. But the end result will always be so much better. We can't really go back. But we can, with what we've learned and what we've got and God's great help, find a future that's better than we can even imagine. I hope this is a great Friday for you. And I hope you enjoy the blessings that come your way this day and look to the future with great optimism. Hey, have a great day, and I'll look to share with you some more things in the coming days. Thank you for being with me today.